Have you ever watched a movie and found yourself fascinated by a character who isn't even the main star? What if I told you that in the classic film, Somewhere in Time, one of the most intriguing characters isn't the romantic lead, but the stern, mysterious Robinsin, played by Christopher Plummer? Why did Robinsin go to such lengths to keep Elise McKenna away from Richard Collier? Was he just a controlling manager, or was there something deeper going on? Today, we're diving into the character of Robinsin, exploring his motivations, his intuition, and how the original novel, Bid Time Return, gives us even more insight into his actions. If you love movies with complex characters and hidden layers, you're in the right place. Let's get started and see why Robinsin might have been right all along. First, let's set the scene for those who might not remember the details. Somewhere in Time is a romantic fantasy film from 1980, starring Christopher Reeve as Richard Collier and Jane Seymour as Elise McKenna. The story is about a playwright who becomes obsessed with a photograph of a beautiful actress from the early 1900s. He travels back in time to meet her, and they fall in love. But standing in their way is William Fawcett Robinson, Elise's manager, played by Christopher Plummer. Robinson is strict, protective, and seems almost villainous at first glance. But is he really the bad guy? Let's look closer. Robinsin's first major role in the story is to keep Richard away from Elise. He's always watching, always intervening, and always warning Elise about Richard's intentions. To many viewers, Robinsin comes off as overbearing, maybe even cruel, but let's ask ourselves, was he actually right to do so? Think about Elise's situation. She's a young, talented actress at the height of her career. She's also vulnerable, living in a time when a woman's reputation could be destroyed by even a hint of scandal. Robinsin isn't just her manager. He's almost like a father figure. He's responsible for her well-being, her career, and her future. When Richard appears out of nowhere, with no background, no references, and a strange obsession with Elise, Robinsin's alarm bells go off. Wouldn't you be suspicious if you were in his shoes? Robinsin's actions might seem harsh, but he's trying to protect Elise from what he sees as a dangerous situation. He knows how fragile her career is, and how easily it could all be lost. And as the movie shows, he's not wrong. Let's talk about what actually happens to Elise after she meets Richard. She falls deeply in love, but at a great cost. Her career suffers. She becomes obsessed with a man who, to everyone else, seems to have appeared out of thin air. She loses her focus, her drive, and eventually her place in the world of theater. In a way, Robinsin's warnings come true. Elise does throw her life away for love. She loses not just her career, but her sense of self. Robinsin's role, then, is not just as a manager, but as a protector. He's trying to save Elise from making a mistake that could ruin her life. It's a classic case of tough love. He's not the villain. He's the only one looking out for her best interests. But there's another layer to Robinsin's character that makes him even more fascinating. How did he know that Richard was a threat? Why was he so certain that Richard's arrival would spell disaster for Elise? This is where the story gets really interesting. In the movie, Robinsin's intuition is almost supernatural. He seems to sense that Richard doesn't belong, that he's out of place and out of time. He's suspicious from the very beginning, even before Richard does anything wrong. It's as if Robinsin can see something that no one else can. But the movie doesn't really explain why Robinsin is so intuitive. It leaves us guessing, wondering if he's just paranoid or if there's something more going on. To find the answer, we have to look beyond the movie and turn to the original novel, Bid Time Return by Richard Matheson. In the book, Robinsin's character is given more depth and backstory. We learn that Robinsin has a history of protecting Elise from men who want to take advantage of her.
I must admit, he was somewhat more charming than others that we've encountered in the past. You and I. A trifle more sincere, perhaps.
He's seen it all before: young men, older men, men with money, men with charm. He knows how easily Elise could be swept off her feet, and how quickly her career could be destroyed. But there's more. In the novel, Robinsin is described as having a kind of sixth sense. He's deeply intuitive, almost to the point of being psychic. He can sense when something is wrong, when someone is lying, or when danger is near. This intuition isn't just about Richard. It's about anyone who might hurt Elise. Robinson's instincts have saved her before, and he trusts them completely. So when Richard appears, acting strangely and asking odd questions, Robinson's intuition goes into overdrive. He doesn't know that Richard is a time traveler, of course, but he knows that something is off, and he's determined to protect Elise at all costs. Let's pause for a moment and think about this from Robinson's perspective. Imagine you're responsible for a young woman's entire future. You've seen her almost lose everything before, and you've had to step in to save her. Now a stranger appears, acting in ways that don't make sense, and your gut tells you that he's dangerous. Wouldn't you do everything in your power to keep them apart? Robinson's actions might seem extreme, but they come from a place of love and responsibility. He's not just a manager, he's a guardian. He's willing to be the bad guy if it means keeping Elise safe. There's another interesting detail from the book that sheds light on Robinson's intuition. In Bid Time Return, Robinsin is described as being almost obsessed with control. He needs to know what's happening at all times. He hates surprises, and he's always on the lookout for threats. This need for control makes him hyper-aware of anything unusual. So when Richard starts behaving in ways that don't fit the time period, Robinsin notices right away. He picks up on the smallest details: Richard's clothes, his speech, his mannerisms. All of these things add up, and Robinson's intuition tells him that Richard is not who he claims to be. It's not just paranoia. It's a lifetime of experience and a deep sense of responsibility. Let's also consider the time period. In the early 1900s, a woman's reputation was everything. One wrong move, one scandal, and her career could be over. Robinsin knows this better than anyone. He's seen other actresses fall from grace, and he's determined not to let it happen to Elise. His protectiveness might seem old-fashioned, but it's rooted in the reality of the time. He's not just fighting for Elise's career, he's fighting for her future. Now, let's talk about the impact of Robinson's actions. Did he succeed in protecting Elise? In some ways, yes. He delayed her relationship with Richard, gave her time to think, and tried to keep her focused on her career. But in the end, love won out. Elise chose Richard, and her life changed forever. Was it worth it? That's a question the movie leaves open for us to decide. But one thing is clear: Robinson's intuition was right. He saw the danger, and he did everything he could to stop it. He wasn't the villain. He was the unsung hero, the one who tried to save Elise from herself. Robinson's intuition, his protectiveness, and his willingness to be the bad guy all make him one of the most fascinating characters in Somewhere in Time. He's a reminder that not every hero wears a cape. Sometimes they wear a stern expression and carry a heavy burden. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Do you think Robinsin was right to try and keep Elise and Richard apart? Was he protecting her, or was he just being controlling? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of cinema's most underrated characters, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more movie analysis and discussion. If you're interested in the movie Somewhere in Time or The Island, where it was filmed, please watch our playlist called Mackinac Island by clicking here. Also, if you want to add this movie to your collection, please use the Amazon link in the description for either the Blu-ray or regular DVD. Using this direct link to Amazon supports the channel and helps with the creation of more videos like this one. And I'll see you in the next video.